Vincent Hall, and welcome to another episode of our Featured Artist series. Today we're going to meet and take a look at the work of one of our newer members to the photography program, Mr. Joe Kammerer. Joe and his wife Maureen are valued members of the Art Center and have contributed to both the photography, drawing, and painting classes and have really given us another layer of richness with their expertise. Joe started doing photography back in the darkroom days, as he'll be showing you, but has really taken off with working in Photoshop and editing some photos that he had done in the past, reworking them, as well as taking new images, which you'll get to see. So without further ado, Mr. Joseph Kammerer. All right, Joe, I'd like to thank you for being this week's featured artist. I know we're going to get to see some wonderful photos, but I was hoping you might start by sharing with us a little bit about Joe.
So I've been living here in Vincent Hall for a little over a year. We came in 2019, and I'm with my wife, Maureen, who is an artist, and she's already been featured on this show. I was a charter member of the federal government's senior executive service, and I held positions in a number of federal agencies. I was awarded the Presidential Meritorious Rank Award by President Bush for my outstanding work for the Air Force. And in the private sector, which I also worked, I was vice president of the McDonnell Douglas Astronautics Company and vice president of the McDonnell Douglas Electronic Systems Company. Then the other thing I need to tell you about me is that I'm a singer. And my avocation with singing started in grade school when my quartet in the fourth grade won second place prize on one of the TV shows. And since then, I helped to found the New Dominion Chorale and the National Men's Chorus, both of which I served on their boards for quite a time. And I'm still singing with the New Dominion Chorale. The other thing you can, with singing, is that you may often find me around town at open mics in Alexandria and Falls Church or in Vienna, where I like to sing with an orchestra that's playing. That's pretty much about my work and my singing.
Okay. All right. I want to jump in for a minute and just tell everyone watching that banging is not Joe. He's having somebody up above him in the apartment above doing work. So I'm sure everyone at Vincent Hall is familiar with when they renovate apartments. So I just apologize for that.
On the roof. It's a worker who's on the roof.
Workers on. What are you going to do? I mean, it's okay. We'll work through it. It's not that bad. I just want to make people know that it's not you or I doing something crazy with our video. So when did you get started in photography, Joe?
Actually, I started taking pictures probably 15 or 20 years ago.
Okay.
But I had various cameras, and I was really pleased when I bought my Nikon 60. And even today, I don't know everything there is to know about it.
No.
It's about that thick that I keep referring to every now and then. But I like that camera. It's a very nice camera. It does a lot of things for you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I know you have a lot of photography to share with us, so I'm hoping you'll be able to tell us about each picture as we go through some of your wonderful examples of your work.
Okay.
All right. So maybe you can tell us about this one, which looks like maybe some little boys from back in their youth.
This is a picture of my brother John on the left, me on the right. Probably 2 or 3 years old, I think. It was an interesting situation about when we were born. We were only born 5 minutes apart, but the doctor only expected one of us. And my
Oh,
mother said, but doctor, there's another baby coming, and I think he's coming now. And
oh no.
yeah,
Was that you
um,
or your brother?
that was me because he
Oh,
was number one. And I say,
okay.
to this day, my brother demands that I owe him respect because he's the oldest brother. And
Oh,
I
no.
said, yeah, I don't go for that because the only reason you're first is because I pushed you out of birth.
That's really good. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine being a twin. That must have made for some fun memories as children.
We were both very athletic all through our lives. We played on the high school teams. John was a track star in discus. I was a captain of the football team. I played on the basketball team, and I played on the baseball team, winning the coach's trophy for outstanding play and
Oh,
spirit. I like that.
okay. That's a
Um,
good combination.
yeah,
Oh, so I think now we have the two of you later in life.
yeah. Later in life, there we are. John's the handsome one with all that hair.
Oh,
And, anyway, even today, we still play golf together.
oh, that's
And,
nice.
even though he's at Arendelle, which is an assisted living place in Springfield,
Hmm.
where his daughter and her family are taking care of him, he's in
Oh,
pretty good shape.
okay.
Good enough to know that he wants to play golf. So
That's important. Oh, it's a good game for now with social distancing. So,
the other thing I got to tell you is that our mother played the piano and encouraged my twin and me to enjoy singing. We developed our singing talents for such songs as Now Is the Hour, Sentimental Journey, I Want a Girl, and Galway Bay. And,
wow.
and then, so the only other thing I wanted to mention is that I received a scholarship from the Navy's Bureau of Ships to the University of Maryland Engineering School, where I earned a BS and MS in engineering. And then later I went to the University of Rochester Simon School of Business and got an MBA. And
Huh.
so I changed my engineering role to finance. Here is a picture of me and Maureen ready to go to the performance of the New Dominion Chorale in our tuxedo and formal dress to sing a concert. She
Oh,
was a great singer up to just a few years ago when she started losing some of her voice, but she's making good on it now.
oh, that's good. That's a nice picture of the two of you.
Yeah,
So now we get to see some of Joe the photography as your artwork.
good.
Start with this.
Okay. This is a picture, I say, of sparkling water.
Hmm.
It's a beach scene where the water is coming in. And I thought it was interesting to see a picture with that kind of action in it and coming into the shore. Actually, again, I used Photoshop with the Mel's instruction on how to make that wave a little bit longer than it really was.
Oh, I remember. That's
but,
okay.
but anyway, I really enjoyed doing that. I really enjoyed learning how to do it.
Hmm. Oh, it has such energy. I really enjoy that picture.
Mhm.
And we have this picture of you and Maureen.
Uh, this is a picture sort of shows off my handlebar mustache, which I had for a long time. And Maureen didn't bother with telling me I had to shave it off, so that was good. But
That's a good spouse.
that was in front of my son's home in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Now, I believe you told me you took this with a timer on your camera.
Yes, it was with
Right.
a tripod and a timer.
So I want people to know you actually took this photo. This is
Yes.
yes. That's really fun to see. I like the composition on that one.
Uh-huh.
Then we have this one. Oh, beautiful.
This one is the Colorado mountains showing the woodland in front of it. And here's another case where I used Photoshop under Mel's instruction on how to take a short little fence and make it long across the whole picture, which is what I wanted it to show. And I think it gives you a much better picture this way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have a lot of dynamic focal length in this too, which is interesting.
I also caught the clouds at the right time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they have beautiful definition and shading. And then this one,
This one is of a lake near Lake Anne in Canada.
Mm.
And what I experienced and liked so much about this picture was the way the reflections of the trees showed up in the water. So you have to look a little bit carefully to see that, but you can see the tops of the trees right near us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you come down here, you can see them, even though the water is ripply too. That's pretty. It looks like no human beings are anywhere around.
Right. This is Bob Springer's land down at Shadyside, Maryland. He
Mm.
invited people from residents of Piston Hall and to come down and enjoy his land, and then to go to a special place for eating lunch and so forth.
Mm.
But I thought it was a real restful picture to look at from Bob's
Oh, it's
property
very.
there, out to the water among the things that he had planted there.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful trip too. I wish we could do more field trips, but not for now, I guess. Then we have this one.
This one actually is of a scene from Alaska. And when I first took it, I had these telephone lines or some kind of lines going from the mountains down to the shoreline.
Oh.
And through Photoshop and Mel's help again, I eliminated those lines. And that way, these beautiful pictures, the beautiful flowers in the front, were able to be shown with the background of the mountains.
Oh, I remember now. It looks pristine for sure. All right, then we have this one.
This is a picture I took when we were visiting Crete. And I just liked the rock formation and so forth. And I kind of not seriously named it Engineering in Crete, with that bar going from one side of it to the other.
Okay. I see that. And then we've got this, whoops, this one.
Now this one is in Crete again, and I labeled it a magic pathway. You can see the pathway if you look hard, going up the stairs there.
Oh, right here. Yes. And then back up, it winds away too, up in the back.
And along with the rocks on the left and so forth, it was something that interested me, and so I thought I'd take a picture of it.
Oh, I think it's great. And I like how the sunlight, the dappling down here almost mirrors these little rock formations. The texture is so vibrant on this picture. All right, then we have this one.
This is of Maureen in Crete, and I thought it was a good picture of her. And again, I used Photoshop to move these cars on the right out of prominence. They looked very prominent when I first took the picture, when I was aiming the picture. But then by using Photoshop and pushing these cars up a little bit, I was able to get a clearer picture of Maureen by doing that.
Oh yeah, it almost makes her 3D too, with them being more blurred in the background.
Right. Sure. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Oh, it's really nice. And I like how the colors of these flowers kind of mirror her bag. It's just a nice, colorful, balanced picture.
Yeah.
So this might be one of your darkroom day photos or film.
Yeah, it is. It's a darkroom of Maureen and my daughter, Michelle. And I thought it was very expressive on both of their faces. And I personally like taking that picture of them and developing it.
Oh, it's a beautiful photo, both of them. I just love how their faces lead into each other. Really nice. And then another darkroom days.
Yeah, that's another darkroom piece of Maureen doing her sculpture.
I think we had that sculpture in the talk that Maureen did.
Maybe so.
I think so.
I know that we have a number of her sculptures right here in our apartment, and it's just wonderful. I mean, they line all the windows going across the apartment, and they're just beautiful sculptures.
Oh, that's so nice.
And so I was glad to get a picture of her doing this, because, you know, when can you catch a sculptress, you know, in a pose like this? That's
true. And the fact that you caught her hand so perfectly working in her eye focus, but yet you didn't cut it. Her hand's not in front of anything. That's just a perfect moment right there.
Yeah, thank you.
And this one, I love that one.
This is a typical picture of Maureen at home. No matter where I turn, I can always find her on the telephone.
Well,
But you know something? If I don't take a picture of you on this telephone, I won't have the memory that I really want of you.
oh,
And
that was good forethinking.
yeah, and
Wow.
sure enough, I took this picture, and she liked it too.
That's right. And who would have known then that now we'd have phones without cords or any of those things? So it really sets the time and place
That's right.
beautifully. Then this one.
This one is of my daughter, Michelle. She's only there about 12 or 13 years old.
Mm.
And later, she became an All-American soccer player in college.
Oh,
And,
wow.
I like this picture because of the action shot. I got her foot way up behind her, and she really ready to lay into that ball. You know,
Oh, she absolutely is.
and it was. I felt I really got something when I got that picture. At least in
Yep.
my case.
No, I think so too. And it's fun to see your earlier work too, because you can still see your sense of composition and capturing action.
Uh-huh.
Then we
Thank you.
have this one.
Yeah,
Oh,
now it's time for my grandson, Riley.
oh,
Riley's the kind of kid that he was always on his own. And he went around and dug up my slippers and my hat and went against the wall near one of Maureen's sculptures, I think there,
hmm.
and just posed for the picture. And so I took it, you know, because I thought it was a great picture.
Oh, natural composition. Yeah, for sure. I love those filling your shoes. Then we have this one.
Well, this one is of Riley catching 7 fish at our lake, our lake that adjoined our home there in Vienna.
Oh, okay.
And a funny statement about all of this. After he caught the fish on the dock at the lake, I said, Riley, throw this fish back in so they can swim more and live and so forth. He says, no, Granddad, I can't do that. He said, these are my fish.
Oh,
And I said, okay. I said, but the only way you can keep them is if you eat them. And he said, oh, no problem, Granddad, I'll eat them. I said, well, okay, let's bring them up to the house and I'll clean them and put them on a platter, which I did. He took one look at the platter and said, oh, Granddad, I couldn't eat those.
oh. So what did he wind up eating?
I ate the fish.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a good granddad's.
They're pretty good, yeah.
Oh. And then we have this one.
Riley made this flag himself. I
Oh.
think he might have done it at school, but it was when I got my award from President Bush that he came down from came up from North Charlotte, North Carolina, and was there when I got my award. And he presented me with this flag that he had done for the occasion. And the picture was taken by the photographer who was photographing the whole place down there. But I wanted to get this picture of Riley.
Oh, of course. That's a great photo of him. I like the two of you. You have the same kind of happy smile and smiling eyes. It looks great.
Yeah.
All right. Now we go back to some more recent work.
This is a group of leaves that were all green and captured my imagination as to what would they look like if we could use Photoshop to turn them a little bit red. And so that's what I did with this one under Mel's tutorship again. They're kind of interesting to me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think it's almost like abstract, but not. I mean, you can tell they're leaves, but it'd be a cool painting.
Right.
And then we have this one.
This one is one I did win an award with in our show here at Vincent Hall. And it is our lake in Vienna. And it's looking through the weeds to the other side of the lake.
Mm.
And this was in fall when all these trees were just beautiful.
Yeah, it must have been peak color for those trees. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful picture. And then we have this one.
Well, that's our lake again, and it's of a blue heron swimming across the lake.
Mm.
And she, I should say, she and her nest was in a tree right beside the lake, and she would come down and go fishing every now and then.
Aw.
But I thought it was great to be able to catch her, uh, in air like that.
Oh, absolutely. That's beautiful. And then we have this lovely portrait.
Okay, this is Maureen.
Hmm.
Good picture of Maureen.
Absolutely. It's a nice rule of third with the framing of the background and then the dark on this side. I really like this one. And her artistic jewelry, you've captured, I think, the essence of Maureen beautifully there.
Thank you. This happens to be a photograph of me doing a swan dive at age 18 off of a 75-foot cliff at the Dickerson Quarry in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
And we worked on this with the guy that took this picture took it with a Brownie camera, and I didn't show up very well at all. And we used Photoshop to highlight
right here. Yep.
Yeah, to highlight me so I could so you could see me diving off the cliff.
As you're swan diving off the cliff. Wow. All right. So Joe, what about this photo?
Well, this is a picture of Maureen that I really love because it just typifies Maureen's being. With her smile and with her standing before the water, with her dress pulled up like that. So I really felt it was something that really typifies Maureen and the elegant lady that she is.
Aww. That is a beautiful photo. I love how her hand frames with the hat. It's just it's a great outfit to be wearing with the beach. The colors work. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we have your piece de resistance, the one you've told me you like the best of all.
Yeah. I don't know how I captured it really like this. Because there's that sunlight that's coming in on her face on the far side.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the sunlight. And her pensiveness, the way she's sitting and looking, with the sculptures behind her, it's almost as if they are having some kind of influence on her portrait.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's an interesting interaction between the two. Yeah, absolutely. I love the catchlight in the eyes too of your daughter. That's just perfect there. You're right. You got the lighting spot on.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing these photos.
Well, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Joe, thank you once again for sharing all of those wonderful images. It really gave us a glimpse into so many different facets of your career and your interests. I was wondering if there's anything else you'd like to share with the folks that are watching today.
Yes, I would. I would like to share something. And that is that we have a fantastic teacher in Mel Mobley who is just a wonderful person to have in the room and to listen to her descriptions of how to do things and to make it so pleasant. Anyway, I think she's terrific, and I think everybody in the class thinks she's terrific. And I think that we're so lucky to have Mel Mobley, instructing us in photography and in art and everything else. The years and years of working in the public school system as she had, and everything is coming forth, and it's beautiful. And I thank you very much for everything you've given me and that you've given all the students in our class.
Oh gosh, I didn't want it to be about me. Thank you. I'm humbled, but thank you so much. To me, it's a pleasure being down there. And for anyone who comes in the Wednesday group, has really developed a fraternity, I think, of sorts. But it's a great group of folks to work with, and it's truly an honor for me to work with so many folks that have such wonderful storied backgrounds and all the images that you have. But thank you, Joe. That was very kind.
And if you see Frank Carrigan, be sure to tell him my bed was made.
I hope he notices that. That's true. Yes, if you ever come down to visit us, folks that are watching, Joe and Frank, they could take their comedy routine on the road and I would pay to see it. It's great. But I get it free every Wednesday. So thank you again, Joe. It's been an absolute delight.
Thank you, Mel. It was fun.
Thanks again. And thank you for putting up with the construction above your roof. Of course, now it sounds like they stopped.
Right.
Anyway, thanks again.
Okay, thank you, Mel.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much, Joe, for sharing your life, your work, your family, and your interests with us. And also thank you for being able to put up with that constant work above you on the roof at Vincent Hall. I'm sure everyone hears it, but I'm sure everyone also is used to that as well. We really appreciate your talent and your time and sharing all of those wonderful images with us. It gives us a glimpse into family life and the connections that they can make that as photographers, we preserve for our future generations. To everyone at Vincent Hall, I hope you enjoy seeing Joe's work again as it follows this video, as well as being able to come down and see his work in progress down in the Art Center every Wednesday in the Wednesday photo class. Till next week, stay safe and be well, Vincent Hall, and we'll see you soon.